You?
Good, good. How are you doing?
I'm all right.
I got a little confused. I took a little time to find her link.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know it would change because
Okay.
I changed the password and then the entire link changed.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Now we are here.
Okay, cool. Um, so today the topic is how to prepare a silk painting, and this is just about how to make the priming mixture for the silk painting. And so for silk paintings, there is both the wearable one and the one that is only painted on. So when it is when it is the wearable one, such as a silk scarf, the method is different, and you need to make a frame. And actually, I don't know how to do that, but yeah, I know how to size the silk. And so when I was trying to learn silk painting, I found 2 YouTube videos that are really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
And do you want to watch it?
We can watch it.
Okay.
You have picked, probably it would be better because I don't know anything. I might pick any damn thing, and which may not be useful. So it's good.
Or should I explain the history first, or should I show the video first?
You you can explain history first. That is also nice. I think it is good, introduction to it.
Okay. Um, okay. Um, so here is some history about silk painting. Silk originated from China, and in Chinese it is called 丝绸画. Silk painting preceded the invention of paper. It has also been called bois painting in the past. Silk was the ideal material when compared to other materials. It was preferred because it was luxurious, easy to size, and light. Silk painting in China has dated back to the Warring States period, which was from 476 to 221 BC, and its prominence as an art form was during the Western Han Dynasty from 206 BC to 25 AD. And silk was first used by the artisans of the imperial courts. They preferred calligraphy painting because they thought it was the highest and purest form of painting. Also, they used black ink made of pine soot and silk scrolls. And silk painting was exclusive to China until the 2nd century AD. And although it was at first calligraphy, later on silk painting developed into figures and forms from nature. In fact, there is a legend that around 100 AD, a Chinese princess smuggled this knowledge of making silk outside of China. And around 300 AD, the Japanese learned the methods of silk production from the Chinese, and their paintings were at first monochromatic, and it wasn't until 1300 AD that the Japanese artists started using colored pigments. For Japanese painting, a big influence was Buddhism as the subject, and other subjects included historical events or heroes. In fact, until the 14th century, the Japanese used brushes rather than pens. And in the 12th century, silk production spread to Western Europe. In fact, there seem to be two ways to create a silk painting. One of them is gongbi, and the other is 水墨. And gongbi is the meticulous technique, and 水墨 is ink wash painting. Well, I'm a little
The later one you said? Gouache painting?
ink wash painting.
Ink wash painting. Okay.
Yeah, actually, I'm not sure about this because I'm not
Yeah,
sure how.
水 means water. 墨 means
Yeah.
ink. So 水墨 means like very diffusive, and then, but 工笔 means you have pretty uniform lines, like very neat drawn. It's a little bit like engineering drawing type thing.
Right.
Yeah, that kind of
Painting,
painting,
drawing
line and then
Yes.
very uniform thickness. There are thinner line, thicker line, but they are very uniform. On the other hand, 水墨 means you use brush and then you have
Like
diffusive
watercolor wash.
area of inks. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. Okay.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, and I found that there's an entire history of ink wash painting. The 水墨 or ink wash painting uses the black ink used in calligraphy in different concentrations. But I'm a little confused because there's also gongbi and 写
Gongbi uses ink too,
Oh yeah.
but it's a tippy, like a very thin tip, that kind
Right.
of brush.
Okay.
So the line, the work, it's basically like you would have a drawing using pencil.
Oh,
Yeah, gongbi is like that. Yeah.
okay.
But 水墨, you can have, big area of inks or lines, or, it's different. 工笔 basically all lines and very thin lines and very neatly. It's not like a free strokes like that.
Okay. Yeah. And there's also contrasting. Um. Yeah. Do you know 写意 style?
写意 means not necessarily facing a realistic object or scenery. 写 means you are writing down your mind imagination. You are painting down 写意. 意 means meaning and not necessarily scenery from what you see. It's your mind. You write yeah, you paint your mind. 写意.
So it is like memory drawing.
No, not memory. Your creation can be, right? 写意.
Yeah, right. It could be memory drawing, or you are creating
No, it's
decorative forms and all that.
I mean, it doesn't matter where the idea come from. It came from real, but on your painting, it doesn't have to be realistic copy type of it's just your imagination. That imagination can be a real object, can be from whatever.
Right, I understand. Okay.
Yeah, and that's, and the English translation could be meticulous for 工笔 and freestyle for 写意.
Yeah.
And now I want to introduce these famous silk paintings. The first one is the Admonition Scroll. Do you know this painting, Dai?
I don't.
Oh, you don't know this. The artist is Gu Kaizhi. I'm not sure his name. It was created during the 5th to 8th century, and the meaning in this silk painting is interesting. Well, there are 12 scenes. I think it's a long hand scroll with 12 scenes in it, and it shows women in the court who are doing virtuous actions. And it was based on a poetic text written in the year 292 by a poet official called Zhang Hua. And this text he wrote was written to reprimand Empress Jia and provide advice to women in the imperial court. So each of the 12 scenes show women performing exemplary behavior. And there is a version of this scroll in the British Museum of London and the Palace Museum in Beijing. And I want to show the other scenes, maybe. So so for example, these are the scenes, and they all show women who are virtuous and performing virtuous behaviors.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot what they were doing here, I think. The next painting, another silk painting. It's called Court Ladies Adorning Their Hair with Flowers. This was painted by Zhou Feng in the late 8th century and early 9th century. The women in this painting are wearing luxurious silk clothing, and yeah, they are aristocratic women, and Zhou Feng also came from a noble background. And another famous silk painting is do you know this? The Night Revels of Han
No, I don't
Xizai.
have much the detailed thing. I don't know any of this.
Oh,
But these are gongbi, right? This is
yeah.
the style. Yeah,
Oh,
this is
that's
very
right.
neat and yeah.
This one was painted by Gu Hongzhong. I'm not sure. It is a painted hand scroll too, and it depicts it depicts Han Xizai, who was a minister of the southern Tang Emperor Li Yu. And in fact, the story is that Li Yu sent the painter Gu Hongzhong to observe this minister and depict what he saw, and they saw him hosting a night party, so that's what he painted. And this, I think this is a famous painting too. I didn't really research it. And yeah. Yeah, I also have my own paintings here too. But
Your own silk painting?
yeah.
Oh, did you have to buy the material?
Yeah.
Oh.
I actually did this in 2019. Should I introduce, or do you want to see the video?
I want to see.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so I made three of these paintings, and I forgot the size. I think it was sorry. I think it was 42 inches by 72 inches. Thank you. And there is a classical Chinese poem as my inspiration for each of them. And the first one, it's inspired by Li Bai, the poet, and his poem is the very famous one, Quiet Night Thought. And yeah, so I depicted him here, and I found the poem online, and the English translation is before my bed there's a pool of light. I wonder if it's frost on the ground. Looking up, I find the moon bright. Then bowing my head, I drown in homesickness. And so this painting, I painted him here on his bed and looking at the moon. And yeah, and then the other scenes
There
are,
is a palace outside. Or-
yeah, this is a palace.
So he is looking at the palace is in the far place, symbolizing home or what? I mean, what's
Oh,
really?
Probably it is the remembering it, the visualizing it in his mind.
oh, yeah, both of those could be true. Yeah.
Mhm.
And there's the moon there, and
Mm.
then I depicted him in other times too. Here he was a child, and the grandma was making a needle from the iron. So he learned from this hard work. And here he's writing a poem for the emperor, and I think the emperor really liked his poems. And yeah.
So here you are telling a story.
Yeah. Then my second one here, it's inspired by another poem. The poem is lyrics to the melody of divining numbers, and the poet is Li Zhiyi. I'm not sure how to say her name. Yeah. Do you know this poem?
Mm. Can you say it
Oh.
again?
Okay, the translation is I live where the Yangtze begins. You live where the Yangtze
Oh, yeah, there's a
comes.
song I wrote to you, I guess. Remember? 我住长江头，君住长江尾. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Remember there was a song I also forward you with the
Oh,
music, with the scores. Remember I gave you one time? I told you Lao also liked.
oh, right. Yeah, I remember.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I also.
Yeah. I know that poem.
Uh,
Oh, you made the painting out of it? Wow. Where's the painting? I can't see clearly.
so this is the lady, and this is her
Lover.
lover.
Yeah. Wow. That's interesting.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Except they don't look very far from each other.
Yeah.
They are, Yangtze River is long, and you have um, several provinces to pass, and mountains, and waterfalls, and cliffs around. Very difficult to go back and forth. That's why it's very difficult to travel through the origin and the ending part.
Uh-huh.
The tail of Yangtze River is the opening of ocean, in the east, the Shanghai area, right?
Oh,
But
really?
yeah, but the origin is in Upper Sichuan, that part of, Tibet indeed, or even up
Like
there.
springs and falls and
Yeah, it's in the Snow Mountain, the water came from there. So the lady, the poem depict the inability to see each other, but they are connected by the waters. Basically, she's saying,
oh, what a neat
yeah. So
property.
I live in the source, you live in the tail of the river. Yeah.
But the water connects both of them.
Yeah.
Well, that's a nice.
But no, the poem depicts every day I'm thinking of you, but I can't see you.
Right.
Just like the river goes, but it doesn't come back, right?
Right.
Yeah, something like.
Cool.
Oh,
And the last,
a lot of
And there is a part of my thinking of you is endless, just like the Yangtze River. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
So it's like more of an emotional expression.
Yeah, the poem is very famous, and people made the song of it. Yeah.
yeah, last one is
Are the other people in the painting relevant to the subject? I mean,
not really. I just try to add people to to add more figures.
what about those buildings, the palace kind of?
Oh yeah, they're maybe just the background.
Mm.
Yeah, this one is a poem within 7 steps. So his brother dared him to make a poem in 7 steps. Yeah, I don't. It's a bit.
煮豆燃豆萁都在
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
There's a really famous story about that poem.
about his rivalry, I guess.
Yeah, but I don't see who is the boy making
the poem.
the
Here he's taking some steps here.
steps. I see. You have to explain to how to.
Yeah, the poet is the son of the emperor, and he has an older brother, and at first the emperor liked the poet to be the next emperor more, because he appreciated his poems, and then his older brother was jealous, and also he wanted to be the emperor, and I don't remember what happened. Like,
I mean, this political struggle, and some sure, but they were both young. So who is the successor? Basically, and the young brother one time was forced to write the poem. So he wrote, I mean, within 7 steps, you have to finish. So he made a 4-line poem. And because he saw the fire and, you know, I don't remember whether he saw that or he just thought about, but it's very picturized the poem. You can explain to her. I don't know. I know.
Okay, no problem. No, but I got it. So this is
Yeah.
a story about two brothers.
Yeah, but it's a really famous one. It was touching. It depicts the in the pot, it was the beans that's being boiled. And then under the pot, the fire was the fuel. I mean, it was burned from the stalk of the bean plant, you know. So they say, okay, and it all rhymes. So when you boil the beans, you are burning the stalk of bean plant, right? Okay, and because I mean both are from the same root. Why are you torturing each other so much? That's the point. Meaning.
Wow, very interesting. Very interesting.
Beans, and you are burning the bean stalk, the plant.
So deep meaning.
Yeah, it depicts her sadness about her. His sadness about his brother that fights him. You know, who's fighting him for the success.
He's kind of telling.
He's a nice guy. He is a nice guy.
Telling his
he doesn't want to hurt his brother, but he pitied the situation that the eldest brother, you know, wants to kill him or whatever. They fight for that. Yeah.
Okay.
So Jane was inspired by that poem, I guess. So she was painting this. She has actually, I love that one, the water cut or something, right, Jane? About a pot, and then you burning fire.
Yeah. Paper cut art. Paper.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your choices are very unique about the theme of your painting, and I'm really impressed.
And you see, Jean was telling us the traditional Chinese painting always combined with the writing. Remember last lecture?
Right.
And so she's trying to connect the poem with paintings. I guess there's connection, just like she explained last time. Yes. The writing, yeah, she could write those Chinese characters of the, you know, poem on the same painting at some corner or something, like she showed one time. Yeah.
This is very, very nice. And then the figures also, you know, like very nice. They all like feel the
yeah, very harmonic, very quiet, very modest. Yeah, I love that.
I liked it.
Oh, thank you.
We have one more.
That's all. I only have those 3, but I want to show the video really quickly.
This is nice.
Okay, thank you. Well, maybe the other one is more important, but I could give you the link to them too. This one is the topic, how to prepare it. So I want to show this video.
Hello there, I'm Henry Lee of BlueHeronArts.com. Now I'm going to show you the process of making glue alum solution for Gongbi painting. As you know, the Gongbi style of painting required this solution made of the Mingjiao gelatin and alum powder. The proportion to make a blue alum solution is roughly 2 to 1. 2 portions of glue and 1 portion of alum. Precisely, you'll find on Google or in the books 7 portions of glue and 3 portions of alum. According to season, you might adjust the amount of alum, and so it might vary from 6 to 4 or 8 to 2, and in the spring and the autumn, 7 to 3 is standard. So I just give you a rough number, 2 to 1 to remember. So when you buy the material, you want to buy 2 bags of Mingjiao gelatin and 1 bag of alum. Besides the glue and the alum, you will need this water container, and I find this coffee bottle very useful for this purpose. It will serve as a tool of a shaker, also easy to store when you have complete the solution. And you also need the measure of teaspoons here. And to make a cup of solution, the proportion would be 1.5 teaspoon glue and 3/4 of alum. Step 1, you need to measure the glue. To make 1 cup of solution, you need 1.5 teaspoon of gelatin. So this is how convenient, because I use a big mouth bottle. It's very easy to. Okay, now I use a 1/2 teaspoon to measure this. So I put 1 teaspoon earlier and then a 1/2 teaspoon of gelatin. Then add 1 lukewarm water, about just about 1 inch above in the bottle to melt it, to soak it. This will take from several hours to overnight, so you can do something else this time, and we'll come back to add hot water to dissolve the glue thoroughly, and then add 3/4 teaspoon of alum. So at this time, the amount of water is not that important. Eventually, we'll add to 1 cup of water as the final solution. So at this time, you can add just about 1 inch of warm water as preparation, and then come back in a couple of hours. Okay, after 2 hours of soaking, you can see the gelatin starts to swallow and expand and soften. So I'm going to put hot water into it now. Hot water is boiled water, and you wait about a couple minutes. Not supposed to use 100 boiling water, but about 80 centigrade or 180 or something Fahrenheit. So you just pour into this cold water, so it will blend together. So you can rather hot but not boiling. So we add up to 1 cup. This bottle is 285, or a little, like a little more than 1 cup. 281 milliliter. The extra room here above the cup of water is perfect for shaking. So I'm going to close the lid. This is why I use this bottle. You can close the lid. Okay, you can shake gently to make sure the gelatin are all dissolved. Actually, once you put in the hot water, it dissolves immediately. So you don't need to shake that hard at this step. The next is to add alum, but it is advised that you wait until this hot water to cool down before you add alum powder into it. So we will wait about half an hour or 1 hour, doesn't matter, until it cools down. And then we'll come back to add alum to it. Okay, now it's cool. We can add alum to the solution. Okay, now we're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of alum. So I first use half teaspoon. And then use 1/4 teaspoon. So together is 3/4 teaspoon. This is the proportion. 1.5 teaspoon glue or gelatin with 3/4 teaspoon of alum. So close the lid tightly. Make sure it's firm in the shake like that. So until the powder, alum powder, thoroughly dissolved, it's ready to use. You can store it in a refrigerator if you need, and it will last for about months. So there's no need to add more water unless if it turns to kind of jello, that means the water is not enough. So you need to add more water. If that happens, it should not turn to jello if you got enough water. So basically the proportion is again 1.5 teaspoon gelatin plus 3/4 teaspoon of alum and 1 cup of water. You can use this for treat the raw xuan, the unsized xuan, to become mature or sized xuan. So this is the so-called size solution that we use. So you can make your own sized xuan, or shou xuan in Chinese. And also you can use as a fixing solution to fix the color wash between different layers that we discussed in other class. And also you can use it as a final, let's say, glaze or matte finish to wash the entire painting. Especially when you wash too much, the paper surface turns fuzzy. You can make the surface flat. So we'll do all the demos later if we got time in later classes. I would like to thank Professor Rao for her advice during this video. And I'm looking forward to make more videos the next time when I go back to China with Professor Rao. And thank everybody on YouTube for watching this series. Happy painting in Gongbi style. Goodbye.
Okay. Yeah.
So
So
the glue was mixed with ink.
alum.
Alum, what is that?
Alum. It's not ink. It's like this, like a white powder sort of.
Yeah, it is used. I mean, the crystals
Okay,
are
alum, but what
white
is
water.
for? What is glue for?
Gelatin, alum are used to prime the silk or the paper for the
Make
color.
it flat.
Actually, yeah, both to make it flat, but also to make sure the color will stick. Like the silk.
So you can paint on it, okay. But you
Yeah.
still have to use ink and some other water, right? Okay.
Yeah, the silk can't be painted on just from the raw silk. You have to put this mixture on it so that the colors will stick to it.
Yeah, but did you do it on yourself?
Yeah, I did that on my silk paintings. Like
But why
otherwise,
it wasn't flat? It was like a way.
oh yeah, so that's the challenge I've been having with my silk painting is I'm trying to make it have no wrinkles, and I don't know how to.
But do other artists use the silk with the frame, like oil painting the canvas thing, like, or do they glue the silk, the fabric onto a panel or something, or on another harder paper or something, you know?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
you know, the base is what the other people do, or no?
I'm not sure. I know that the people who make silk for like to make a wearable silk will use the frame. How to make a wearable silk? Like they would put it on a frame.
Yeah, I know. Like sometimes they sew flower, they will put on a frame and later detach it, and then you can tailor or whatever. Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure about the.
Okay.
But this is another good video, and but it's already 12.
But how long is this one?
6 minutes.
Okay, I can watch because you started late. Yeah.
Okay. Can you watch it too?
Yeah.
Pratima?
Yeah, I'll watch it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's
We
all
we started 10 minutes late, so it's okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
it's all very new to me. First time I'm
Very
doing
interesting,
it.
yeah. yeah.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
and so
Otherwise, the silk, the fabric, it's very slippery. The ink
very,
won't,
very delicate.
it won't stay with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and
Okay.
so we are watching this.
Yeah.
This is gongbi.
Oh, yeah.
And she has stretched it and then put some heavy wood or something on the
Yeah,
side.
she's making the mixture too.
Oh, she stuck it on it, on the frame.
Yeah.
She has a pencil drawing she's following.
Yeah, on the back, so she can precisely paint these lines.
Right.
Yeah.
White is also pink or is post painting.
Oh, what? Sorry. Oh, sorry.
The white paint that she did.
Uh-huh.
It's interesting. She painted some in the back, so
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and then it looks like the
Little
lines
darker.
on a whiter background. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So different shades of white or
Oh,
different white colors, you see.
So gongbi is more like a craft, yeah, rather than 写意, the freestyle. You have to
Oh.
just, yeah, that's very interesting.
Making designs on the fabric.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the clothing of her character that she's painting. So this is her own thing. She's like following someone's painting and make doing a figure from there, but then she's adding her designs and all that to it.
Yeah, but even the artists, they create their original figures. They would draw a pencil or some other thing background. So before they put on the silk, it's different from freestyle. So this kind of artwork, you have to be precise. So you can't afford just throwing away another piece of silk. Keep throwing away, you know.
Nice, interesting.
Yeah,
I
that
will
was
go
expensive.
through them.
Silk was very expensive, you know, in the earlier time. Yeah.
Nice. And
Yeah.
then I remember in school we had a drawing teacher. I was very fond of her, and I happened to meet her a few years ago when I went to India. And she told me, I had forgotten about it. She had told me that she's painting on silk.
That's interesting.
And she paints some that is I mean Hindu religion, people follow various gods, or they follow God in a various forms, you know. So there is one elephant god, and it has a very significant uh, a place in the ceremonial worships and all that thing. So people always like to have that image in their houses. So she was painting that on commission for people who could afford a lot of money, you know. And because I asked her what kind of painting she does these days, and she said, I'm doing it on the silk. But that time she didn't have any with her because she did it all, you know, like for commissions. And in those days, we didn't have smartphones.
Of course.
People can just show immediately, oh, this is what I have done, you know.
Yeah.
So I couldn't see all that thing. But I went to see her and show her the work that I had started just about a year ago before I met her. I had started painting and I took some photographs to show her, and she was very happy. I said, what kind of things you are doing? And
Oh, wow.
so yeah, there are some people who try to do silk painting these days also, and even non-Chinese people. Obviously, she was Indian.
Yeah.
She was an artist. She had gone to art school, an art graduate she was, and she was a school teacher also, teaching other subjects also. But yeah, in her retirement, she was doing silk painting.
Oh,
So there may be many people doing, but I never came across anyone doing that. So this is first time, and I'm really glad that you introduced me to it.
oh,
Now I will follow the leads and you know, see more. what I saw when I saw the images online, they are more like contemporary kind of thing and more of a decorative kind of thing. But with the background of history, you know, how it originated and what kind of things were being said in paintings and all that thing is very interesting. I don't know if I'm ever going to paint, but just knowing also is very, very interesting.
Oh, cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah, the ladies, especially in the past, sometimes they are sitting there quietly painting this gongbi style, you know, silk painting, very, yeah, very neat kind of activity. Yeah.
Mhm. Right. First, if I ever want to try, the first thing I will need is that special kind of brush.
Oh,
What is called? Bamboo brush?
um,
You know, it's just Chinese painting brush
uh-huh.
or
Chinese,
sumi, some, yeah.
Chinese painting brush. Yeah.
There's so many different size and material made of artificial material or natural materials. Yeah.
And okay, you already brought it on the screen. I can see all that thing. Yeah.
Now I guess you can buy anything online,
Yes.
Amazon or something.
Yes.
It's very convenient for everybody to do something. They just get inspired.
Yeah. I see that uh, all these things are available. You should know the right name for it.
Uh-huh.
Chinese brush, yeah. So I have to know that specific description of it. And,
Well, some people start with something. They when they have the feeling, they know what kind
mhm.
they prefer. Some even the same artist, they try all sorts of brushes. You know, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
We have a group where we do some drawing and sketching, and one guy last time when we got together, he had this Chinese brushes, and he was doing some sketching,
Mhm.
and then putting the uh, ink washes on his drawing on his sketch, and he was using this brushes. I saw him using them, and
Mm.
he said he was given those brushes by his brother
Mm.
to try Chinese painting.
That's interesting. Mhm.
Yeah, that guy is more into ink washes, so it probably suited more to his kind. He was saying, but I'm trying Chinese painting, but it is difficult. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and
This
then
is very nice. I really appreciate you doing this for me.
oh, thank you. Yeah, this one I recommend too.
Yeah, that's very nice. Thank you so much. Which one is that?
The gelatin or glue.
Okay. Gelatin glue for Chinese painting. Yeah, that we saw that, and this is another one that you got. Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so what are we going to do next time? Or we are going to do anything next time?
Yeah. Not sure. Portrait painting. I only have one oil painting actually of a portrait I made. Do you want to show your art too, or
Today?
uh,
Next time?
next time?
Yeah, I will show you something that what I am doing. I have not done too much of the work. Whenever I can do a little bit, I do. I'm more into realism, and portraits are one of my passion too.
Okay.
So it is going to be very interesting, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. I also have some fabric artwork too.
Okay.
Or portrait.
Let's see. So you are opening up a different world of art for me, and that makes me feel very good.
Oh, really? Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
because
you.
I am like tunnel vision kind of a person, you know, and one track, straight, go this way, you know, no this side, not this side. So, where there are so many things in the world that are very interesting, and it's good to know.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for coming to Jean's lecture. Jean, thank you for the introduction of
Yes.
silk painting, and I like it.
Thanks.
I like your input also in between, you know. So it's like if I don't understand.
Yeah, I didn't know actually Jean had silk painting herself, several pieces. That's interesting.
Very interesting, yeah.
You can do more, Jean.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you know, we can have one time just a Zoom meeting without you know, like I mean, just for showing each other's work
Oh, okay.
and knowing each other a little bit more, you know, that way.
Okay. Sure.
So
The next time you can bring your friend to come to Jean's.
I
lecture.
will ask my friends if anyone would be interested.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Joining us definitely, because all of them we are like I don't know, either someone is doing acrylic painting or the oil painting or more like popular things.
Yeah.
You know, or some people are just into watercolor painting, and we get together just to do the sketches. So sometimes we color our sketches and all that thing. That keeps me going. I had some health problems, so for a long time I couldn't do my acrylic painting, which I started with. But there's drawing and sketching and coloring, and I also discovered that pencil colors are also good, and they also help me enhance my drawings, you know. So I'm doing a little bit of that too. Okay, so we meet sometimes, especially for that.
Okay.
Showing each other what we are doing. I see you are doing watercolor. That's very difficult for me. So I would like to see your watercolors also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Bye. Thanks.
Thank you, Jean. When are you going back to mom?
Yeah, maybe today or tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, your mom is not
My
with
sister.
your sister. Okay. So she's back home in China?
No, she's in California.
Oh, California. Okay.
But Jean is in California too. Her mom is in Los Altos.
Okay, so probably for the school you have come to San Francisco, so you are away from her.
No. Jean's mom is not far from Jean.
Oh, okay.
My sister, Jean's mom.
Yeah, I understand.
Los Altos, but Jean just went back to her apartment in San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
Today. Sometimes she's giving lecture in her mom's house.
Oh, okay. It is nice to have mom somewhere. Yeah. Okay.